Yes, we are live. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is episode number 81 of Zero Point Healing Show. And today I have with me an amazing facilitator of emotion code and body code. And we are going to discuss about suppressed childhood trauma and how we can heal ourselves from that. So before I go to my guest for today, just a short intro about me. I'm Vishnupriya and I'm certified in multiple different holistic healing modalities, and I am a full-time holistic healing practitioner myself. But as I did go through this beautiful journey of certifying in multiple different modalities and using those modalities and tools for myself and for my clients, I found each modality opened up like a new possibility for me, a new door for me to explore and see and perceive life differently. And it also made me feel that I am empowered with different tools that I can use. So that kind of brought in this new passion to build this kind of a platform that I call the zeropointhealing.com, which is a web directory of all holistic healing practitioners of all different holistic healing modalities. There are about 50 different modalities registered on zeropointhealing.com at this time, and more than hundreds of practitioners as well. So that's a short intro about me. And if you are a holistic healing practitioner yourself, I invite you to register at zeropointhealing.com, and you can apply for one such interview with me as well. And if you're a client, I would like to let you know that there are so many different practitioners and there are solutions for any kind of problems that you might be going through in your life, whether it is emotional or physical health issues or any kind of relationship issues or money and career and financial issues. So all areas of life are being addressed with holistic healing, and that's one of the major advantage compared to a conventional, for example, conventional hospital or something which really cannot fix our money problems. Holistic healing do have solutions for all kinds of problems we might be experiencing. All right, so that's it for my introduction. So welcome, Timothy. Thank you so much for coming to my show today. And it's my absolute honor to interview you today and share your experience here. So tell us, first of all, a little bit about yourself, your background, what kind of profession were you in and how you found holistic healing.
Okay, right. Well, I'd just like to start by thanking you for allowing me to do this interview with you and being the host. This sort of what you're doing is very needed, because people need to have a place to go to be able to look at other alternative methods of healing. And there's not many points where people can go to access everything on one platform, and I thank you for that. So just to get started, basically, with about myself, it was really when I was in my teens, or mainly before the age of 5, I couldn't really remember any of my anything that went on in my life, basically. So there was kind of gaps there that I couldn't remember what actually went on in my life. So, and as I was growing up, I used to be constantly crying all the time and wanting my mother, and things like that. So I didn't know what was causing all that. So this was a big issue for me then, and it wasn't until I got older that I started to do things like boxing and things like that. That was and that was just a way of getting anger out of me, because I'd had a lot of pent up anger. And I didn't know until as I got older and moved into spirituality and moved into studying healing modalities, I didn't know the implications of inherited emotions that we all carry, and as such, the thing is, we don't know what our ancestors have gone through. You know, they've gone through all these wars and things for us, and when we come into the world, we don't know what inherited emotions we actually carry. So your sisters and brothers, they all may have different emotions within them. So, for instance, you know, you when we come into the world, you've got excuse me a minute. You've got your brothers and sisters who you come in with, and they all have like contracts, as we do, with, because we make contracts before we come down into this world with God, if you like, or the higher ones up there, and we all come down, and so we're only using like 1% of our brain. So when we're here, so all of this stuff is all buried in our subconscious, which we can't get access to, and therefore we lose that ability to understand what is within us. So we've got no awareness of what's within us when we arrive. And as you get older and older, you build up more and more of these emotions, which you become trapped within you. You know, through bad choices you might do in as a result of you know, not being aware of what's causing your feelings, and so you end up in a state of not really knowing what to do about these things. So this is you know, when I came into going into spirituality, and that brought me into healing, and that in a way is what I'm meant to be doing here. That is my, you know, not all the other things I did when I was younger, you know, the sales jobs and things that I did when I was younger, and all the other rigmarole one does growing up. So in a way, I've kind of found found what I love to do. So that's where I am now. And yeah, so what I was going to say was, yes, so I've done Reiki, which was something I started to do. And then I went into doing angelic healing. So, and then I moved into doing emotion code healing and the body code. And recently I've been doing star magic healing with somebody called Jerry Sargent, who's helped me as well with you know, with going through all this. So but I'm getting there, that's the thing. So and yeah,
so beautiful to see you, you know, still learning and, you know, getting all of
yeah,
this.
we're all still learning. And anybody who thinks that they can't, they're you know, they're here and they haven't got any issues within them that needs healing, they're completely wrong. There isn't anybody on the planet who needs you know, healing or releasing these energies, and I'll explain that a little bit later why that is. But basically, you know, we all come into this world, like I said, with not knowing, you're not knowing, you know, what is within us, and you know, like our brothers and sisters, they're actually all, and your parents, they're all actually here to teach us lessons. And so when you get upset with your brother or your sister, they may trigger you, and I mean, for instance, I got triggered by my brother a few months back, and so, and so I went through and found out what it was that was causing the triggering, and I believe it was it was humiliation at the age of 6, I think, or something like that. You know, so then I release all those, and then I find I don't get triggered so much. So the less you've got within you, the less you get triggered. So and this all ties in nicely with raising one's consciousness as well, because as you release more and more of these energies within you, you actually raise your own consciousness. Consciousness is source awareness, and light, sound, and matter are all manifestations of consciousness, of the same consciousness. So, so where was I? I was talking about
the consciousness being increased as we do these
yes,
healing. So now I feel we can talk a little bit about the title itself, which is Healing Ourselves of the Suppressed Childhood Trauma. And it's amazing that you already kind of mentioned where, even right when we are born, we are bringing in the baggage of inherited trauma, for example, from our
very much so.
ancestors. Yes, from our ancestors, from our mothers, especially while we are in that prenatal stage as well.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this whole childhood trauma and how important it is for us to release those, and how it might be showing up in our reality even when we are 30, 40 or 50 years old. Still these childhood trauma is affecting us in our lives.
Well, it really affects, childhood trauma really affects your whole your whole life, really, as you're growing up, because you're not even aware that is there, and that makes you who you are, basically. So so it is important to get rid of all these things, because they can cause you to not follow the path you would want to follow. And in fact, I just to give the person credit who I got this from, attachment trauma, a very good person who speaks about it and has got a book on it, is called Ross Rosenberg. You can look that up in your own time, but that's where I got it from. So I'm always constantly adding more information on other aspects that need to be healed. And so a lot of people that have been abandoned can have attachment trauma. People that have alcohol problems, and even, I mean, you can even get it in later life, I have to say, but it's primarily related to childhood trauma. And these you can get it from both parents, not just one. And it's really the needing to, the feeling of not having that love. So we all want to experience love fully and unconditionally, and so you end up looking for something outside of yourself when everything is inside of you, basically. So there's no need to look outside yourself. That's what I've found, anyway. It's all within you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you have kind of explained and let us know about where the childhood trauma can come from and how it is also affecting our lives, regardless of what age we are in. So now talking about the other aspect of things, which is the emotion code and body code, and how these modalities can actually help us overcome the the childhood trauma that we might have gone through. So tell us now a little bit about what emotion code is, what body code is, and how you do maybe about the muscle testing and how you do the healing session itself.
Okay, well, I'll just come over here. So this is the emotion code chart there with all the list of the emotions on. There's 60 emotions there, which every single one of us on this planet have all got probably every one of those emotions. So that's, I'll just put that down there a minute. And I'll just give, this is the emotion code book, which is, I have to give credit to Dr. Bradley Nelson, who brought this system to us, and there's lots of useful information in there. And one other thing I'd like to talk about quickly is a book called Power vs. Force. I don't know whether you've read that one. Have you read that book? You have?
Yes, I have read both books, actually.
He's got quite a few books, and he's a very, very interesting guy. Basically, he talks about the levels of consciousness, and each. Let me just get this again. Each one of these words on here, they all have different vibrations, and this gentleman here, Dr. David Hawkins, he actually muscle tested for the exact frequency or vibration of each of these emotions. So, and he found actually shame was one of the lowest vibrations that one can have. But you know, there's others like anger, fear, guilt. You know, so there's many more on there that we can have. And yeah, so basically, when he did this, you can look this up on Google or whatever. It's a map of consciousness, and if you can see up here is peace, joy, love, and reason, and down here, you know, all the lower energies there, which so as ideally we want to be up here, not down there. So as you release all these energies within your body, you move your frequency up to a higher level. So I mean, I admit I was down there probably a few years ago, but I'm not now. So hey, so I'm happy. That's the main thing.
Wow, I had been going through the same book, and when I was going through all these different healing modalities, and finally when I saw emotion code, I was like, I was connecting the dots as well from the information from Power versus Force versus what emotion code helps us achieve, which is directly related, and releasing all of these lower negative emotions helps us raise our vibrations. And of course, then comes the law of attraction.
Yeah, law of attraction. So that there, have you seen this before? I suppose you have, yeah.
Yes.
So that's your vibrational energy. So if you have a healing session today or tomorrow, the next day your energy is totally different to what it was the day before. So we're always transforming and changing as we release all these negative energies. And of course, the joy of releasing all these energies is that it increases your immune system, and it makes you feel healthier. And you don't get, I mean, I don't get any colds or coughs. I hadn't had any for years. You know, this COVID stuff, it just goes right over my head. So, yeah. Yeah, so right. The other thing, so this is the book that he's, and in the back he lists what each emotion, the definition, what each emotion is. So you can look that up for clarity. And there are, of course, other energies you can get, trauma energies, which is another set of emotions as well, which you can get inherited as well. They can be inherited trauma energies. So,
Sure.
so
Now, go ahead.
in terms of the body code, you want. Sorry, I must just go and get my tablet. Hang on.
Yes, no problem. He's about to get us the software of the body code, where
Right. So
he can show
I'll
us
just
beautiful
show
images there.
software. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So that's the software that we use, and it's basically 6 main areas you've got there: energy, circuits and systems, toxins, pathogens, misalignments, and nutrition and lifestyle. So ideally, we want to be balanced in all those areas to have a healthy body. So if you're eating McDonald's and doing all bad things like that, then and drinking loads of alcohol, then you know, if you've got something wrong with you, and you know, even if you release the emotional energies, you've still got to have a balanced diet and keep yourself fit and everything. So yeah, okay. Did you want to know any more about this, or you quite?
Yeah, I think that's good that we have kind of showed all the kind of pictures and
Yeah.
images. Let's now discuss a little bit about what happens within a healing session, especially about the muscle testing and, you know, using the magnets to release these
Right.
emotions. You can tell us what a client can expect when they are coming into a healing session with you.
Right. So basically, what I do is I usually do this over Skype or Zoom or some other methods. I've used Messenger, I think, and WhatsApp, I believe. But you can connect with somebody online, and all I need is their permission to actually work on them. So I can't do anything without permission. So that's a crucial thing. And then what I do is I connect with their subconscious, with their subconscious mind. Um, uh, it's kind of like we're all connected, and we're all connected up there, and we have like a higher aspect of ourselves. Some people call it the higher self, and so I'm really connecting with their higher self. And there are actually beings that help, or you can get assistance from angels or ETs will help. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah. So there is help out there, and you know, they will assist you in telling you where you need to go. You know, to look. I suppose it's like intuition, really. It's sort of an intuitive thing that but it comes from nowhere, if that makes sense to you. But basically, I use muscle testing, ring and ring method. So once I get a connection, that would be that I'm connected, yes, and then I'm actually it's called connection by proxy, and I'm actually connected to that person energetically. And so anything that I'm asking comes through me, and all I get is yes or no questions. So if somebody's got a trauma or 2 or 3 trauma incidents within their life that they don't want to actually speak about it, I don't actually have to know what it is. They can call it trauma 1, trauma 2, whatever, and I can just connect with whatever that trauma energy is. So yeah, because some things we don't like to talk about. I know, you know, things go on in our lives, you know, but so, and that's understandable. Yeah. Right. So where were we?
Yeah, so you are doing the muscle testing to connect with the
Oh,
client and then releasing
yes,
their.
yes. Right. So once we do that, once we've done that, we actually look at the emotion. Well, if I'm using the body code, I will just ask where to go in the body code. But intuitively, you know quite often where to actually go, and so you just ask, um, you know, are there any trapped emotions or any energies that need to be cleared in this area, whatever it is, and you find out the actual emotions that need to be released. And once you've found them, you ask whether. I mean, sometimes you may pick up on inherited emotions, and other times it'll just be normal emotions or emotional resonances. And then once you've found that emotion, sometimes, but very seldom, you might need to know more about it. But generally, in my experience, I've not needed to know much more about these emotions. Generally, it's only if the person wants to know more about it that I can dig deeper for the person. You know, what age it was and all the other details if they want to know. So once I've found that energy, I release it by running a magnet down the governing meridian, which runs from here all the way down to the um, back of your spine. But when I'm releasing it on somebody remotely, I only need to release it from here to the back of the neck. So I just do it like that with a magnet. And I've got two magnets I use. I can use those, which I normally just put in there like that, and just use them like that. Or I can use this Nico magnet here and run that down the back of my head like that. And what that does is it just releases the energy and also kind of increases the intensity of the release, intention of the release, because everything's all done by intention, and so you know, and so really, in the intention and visualization are important in healing, as well as healing from the heart. You have to use your heart energy. So that's. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, and that's beautifully explained as well. And I really love emotion code and body code because it's so simple, especially facilitators having this ability to connect subconsciously with the client makes the whole healing process so easy. And I think with body code, you have this beautiful software where it leads you to the right spot, what needs to be released. And now I'm feeling I can share a little bit about my experience with you. So, my dear viewers, what we did yesterday, Timothy actually did a session on me to kind of, I get to know how he does it and how the method and what is being done. So it was amazing to see. Talking about me, as I said, I am a holistic healing practitioner myself, but not just that, I'm also constantly doing healing sessions with other facilitators and healers. And my healing session with Timothy was literally, I have like a personal healing journal, and it was 60-second healing session that I did for myself in the past 1 year. So even at that time, so we did the session yesterday, and the first thing that he actually discovered were some inherited trauma that I had, which came during the prenatal stages of, the first, second, and the third trimester. And it was, first of all, surprising to me. I was like, wow, even after I had done so many different modalities and so many different healing sessions, it's about there is a specific time when the subconscious mind is ready to release it. And that's when we are also led to that right facilitator who can help us release those stuck trauma from such a young stage of development of humans. So, and then he also looked into different kind of emotional resonances. So emotional resonances are like how we were discussing about these energy vibrations that we are letting out. So these emotional resonances are like hard uh, wired certain emotions. So these emotions that he saw, that he showed us, the 60 different emotions like anger and grief and sadness, these are all very, very low vibrating energies. And if these are stuck in our energy field, this is what, as if it's like a communication path, we are communicating through our energy into the universe, and these stuck emotions will attract to us more circumstances that will make us angry, for example, that will make us sad, that will make us betrayed. So releasing these emotional resonances immediately starts changing our reality. So it was interesting because right before the session, throughout the day, 2 days, I was feeling, for no reason, I was feeling so much of resentment and hatred and all of this anger within me. And I had, of course, as a healer that I am, I know these negative emotions have a root cause to it, and I was not able to see it myself. Where is it all coming from? But right after the session, during the session, there were so many, especially specifically with Timothy, what I found was his speed at which he does the session. It's like quick, 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 compared to other practitioners that I worked with. So many emotions that he released. Maybe our session itself was about 45 minutes or so. But I was really surprised the speed at which he was, doing the muscle testing and releasing these emotions. And he was like, all right, I'm releasing resentment from the prenatal stages. I'm releasing hatred, trauma. So I was like, wow, so quickly that he's able to do. And every emotion, most of the emotion that came up was directly relating to the hatred and the resentment and the anger. And I had never spoken to him about anything that was happening with me. And I was surprised that, wow, exactly what I wanted to be addressed is what is being released as well. So it was certainly a surprising and an amazing, exciting session for me. And after that, I could feel today, the whole day, I was much, I was really comfortable, just back to my normal stages. So it is amazing what emotion code and body code can do. And Timothy has all my
No,
views. Thank you so much. It was an
thank
amazing
you.
session, I should say. And after the
Yeah,
session, I started seeing immediately the difference in me and in my just my normal day-to-day life. So thank you so much,
lovely.
Timothy. All right, so my dear viewers, we are kind of ending the time limit here. So the link to Timothy is right below the video, so you can click on the link and you can contact him. You can send him an email and talk to him, tell him what kind of issues you are facing, and he will be able to kind of schedule a session for you, suggest you if there is anything else to be done. And from there, you can book a session with him. Along with that, we have a 10% off discount coupon code for you just for watching this video as a beautiful gift from us. And the coupon code is 0 Point. So when you contact him, just let him know that you found him from 0 Point and he'll give you a 10% off discount. All right, Timothy, any final words here?
No, I just like once again, I just like to thank you for setting up this, wonderful platform, and I think I wish you well in the future. And I do feel you'll be very successful in what you're doing because it's
Thank you.
greatly needed. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your beautiful words. My dear viewers, I'm going to see you on my next show. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel and share this video with any friends, family whom you can help. Thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.